Welcome to the 4th episode in this NIMBY rail series where we are rebuilding the entirety of the national rail. We are going down the list in alphabetical order. Today is C for the CrossCountry. So the first route that we're going to do for today is we are going to be zooming in all the way over into Nottingham. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the station just in here. So I'm going to put in 3 different platforms in here, just like this. And like per usual, what I'm going to very quickly do is I'm going to come out the station just under the ground, just like this, so it's a bit easier to come outside the station. So what we're going to do is we're going to be going to our first station, which will be Beeston. I need to come back so I can come all the way over them. So we're going to continue coming down in a straight line, and over here will be Beeston Station, which will be the first one we are going to be stopping at today. So what we're going to do is we're going to very quickly link this up just like that, and our next station will be Long Eaton. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back all the way over to Beeston, and all we're going to do is we're just going to come all the way straight down and just across like this, and we're going to opt to go straight forward like this. So we're going to curve up like this, and then we're going to also curve off that section and come all the way across here. So we're going to bridge over this river here, and in this gap here will be Long Eaton Station. So we're going to put this in just about here. So we're just going to link this up with Nottingham Station just up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of Long Eaton, and pretty much we're just going to go in a straight line all the way over to Spondon Station, which is located all the way up over here. So we're just going to keep tunneling under these short little roads, and we're going to also tunnel under this one, because for some strange reason this game does not like roads. Who cares if a railway hits a road? Aren't I right? So we're just going to continue coming up here, and this bit here will be Spondon Station. I thought this was originally only on the EMR, but apparently the CrossCountry also serves the station. So we're going to just stop here, and our next station should be Derby Station. So apparently I can't go over a short little road, but I can go over a motorway. Very, very strange. So we're just going to bridge over the river here, and then we're going to come around all the way around like here, and we will be putting in Derby Station in this spot here. So just like Nottingham, I'm also going to put in 3 separate platforms, but what I think I'm going to do very quickly is just put this over a little bit, so at least all of them aren't like all squished together and it's actually all good. So that apparently is not 250, there we go. So this here will be Derby Station. So we will be coming down this mainline bit here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in here, and I'm also going to put that in there, but I am also going to do this so we can come into this station, because what we're going to be doing is we are going to be reversing from Derby onto this mainline section here. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this, and then we're going to tunnel under this road just for this one, and we're just going to make sure that this goes in like this, so at least both of these are linked up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here. I'm just going to put in Peartree Station just here, because that will be for the EMR. So we're just going to come out like this, and we're just going to tunnel out underneath this station, and our next station from here will be Burton-on-Trent. So we're going to come back here, and we're just going to very quickly tunnel under this little road, and then we will continue down and tunnel underneath this one, and then bridge over the river, and then come straight all the way down through here, and then tunnel underneath Willington here, and then come straight all the way down towards Burton, which should be just over here in the distance. What I'm very quickly going to do is I'm just going to very quickly fix that that bit. And we're going to come down. So this bit here will be Burton-on-Trent Station. So we're just going to very quickly rename the station to Burton-on-Trent and just link up these two tracks pretty much. So, and just like that, we are done into Burton. So after Burton, what we're going to do is we are going to continue down this main line here, and we're just going to pretty much come in a straight line towards Warton-on-Trent over here, and then we're going to bridge across all of this, and then we're going to come around. So from up there, we're going to come into this gap here, and then we're going to continue coming up across like this, and then we're going to just pretty much come straight for Tamworth Station. But what we're going to do is we're going to be pretty much above Tamworth Station, just up here. So I'm going to try put the station in the middle of Tamworth. You know what, that will just do, not too bothered anyways about it, so we're going to link that up. So Tamworth Station is directly linked up to Nottingham, so what we're going to do here is we're going to stay on a bridge and just bridge across everything in this space here. So we're going to come across and we're going to be bridging over this bit, and just over here, all that doesn't like it because of the other road there, so we're just going to bridge across everything there so the game is happy. And just in the spot here will be Wilnico Station, so we're going to put this in just right in this gap. So we're just going to link this up, and then from here our next station will be our final stop of Birmingham New Street. So we're just going to continue following down. So we're going to come out of Kingsbury and we're going to be curving off the line here, and we're going to be coming straight through Lee Marston just over here, and then this will come straight pretty much across here, and it's going to come into Warton Station. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a little bit there, so at least when we come back to Warton, that bit there is done already. But from here we are now going straight for Birmingham New Street, so we shouldn't really have too many obstacles in our way, maybe just besides from roads like this main road in here and this little river too. So we're going to come around just like so, and we're also going to bridge over that one too. Seems like we're going just southbound at the minute, and we're going to come across here. Unfortunately, I will have to tunnel for this little bit here, but then we will come into the main line just here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and make that curve at least not too bad. So now we have our bit into Birmingham New Street, but what I'm going to do is I am going to do a separate little bit here, so at least it wouldn't be too bad. So this will come across like here, come across. So I'm just going to move that up a little bit like that, and at least there's also another space to go into the other platforms at Birmingham New Street. So whilst I am here, I might as well just add these in myself, and then these should come into there, and then these two should just come round up into one, and then this one will come into that one just there. So at least now we have full utilization at Birmingham New Street. So now from here what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little branch out from both bits here, so at least we can use any of the other platforms at Birmingham New Street. So now that we've got all the way over to Birmingham New Street, what we're going to do is we're going to opt to use this section just over here. So it's going to come in a tunnel all the way over up to Five Ways. We will not be stopping here, and we will be curving around. So what we're going to do is we're going to come around by the University of Birmingham Vale Village, and just all the way over here will be University Station. Although this is called University, I am going to rename this to University of Birmingham, just because it's easier to know which one, like in case the station has a problem, I know at least where University of Birmingham is, rather than having it called University, because, you know, just easier to remember that. So what we're going to do is we are going to come over this like canal bit, over a bridge like this, into Selly Oak. So what we're going to do again here is we are going to be bridging over across, and then we will be coming into Selly Oak Station. These stations we will not be stopping at because these are for like the West Midland services. So we're just going to do this, and we're going to curve up through here and into Kings Norton, which we will also not be stopping at. So from here what we're going to do is we're just going to link up all of these stations, because we will just be going straight through all of these, straight all the way down Austin Village, to Longbridge. And as you can see, we are going a long way to our next station of Worcester Parkway. So what we're going to do is we are going to go pretty much just follow all of these stations that are already pre-built here. So we're going to go straight through Barnt Green. We're going to go straight because left takes us onto the West Midlands Railway branch, and we do not want that. So we're just going to continue just following this line. So here's Bromsky Grove, and we're just going to continue going down across the smallest river of all time. So we're going to come down this curve because we are not going to Trowbridge Spa, so we're just going to continue coming all the way down this line here. So now that we are coming up to the parkway, which is just over in this spot here, so what we're going to do is we are going to be underneath just like so, and I'm going to put the GWR platform in as well, seeing as that is on top of where we are at the moment. So we're going to put in the parkway station just like so. Also just going to move this a little bit so at least it won't be more in the middle-ish, just like so. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here, and just like that, the parkway station is done, even though it's nowhere near the main station up here, but I'm guessing that is what the GWR will go to. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of parkway station over here, and pretty much we are just going to see how far until we have to go across something, and here we go. I have called it just as soon as I mention it. So I didn't realize this, but apparently the next station is Ashchurch for Tewkesbury, which I didn't know was actually on the CrossCountry, because I thought it was just on the GWR, so I had it already built in, but this is Ashchurch for Tewkesbury here. So our next station will be Cheltenham Spa. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be curving across like so, and just using this spot in here. I'm just going to bridge over all of this into this gap just over here. So we're going to just come all the way across here, because all the way down over here is Cheltenham Station. So what we're going to want to do is just have a curved station, just as per usual that we do these stations. So I'm going to do something like this, and I'm also going to go into a tunnel underneath this road just very quickly so I can fix Cheltenham Spa Station. Don't understand how I just said that fully wrong, but just something like this, and Cheltenham Spa is fixed. I don't understand how that has managed to get all the way over there, but from here our next station will be Gloucester Station, which at least is pretty much one straight line all the way over to Gloucester, because we are not going past any stations for now, that is. So we're just going to come around, and we're going to curve off this section here and come over here, because this bit here is Gloucester Station. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this station as another curved station, just because it comes up around here and it may be a little bit hard to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to just manipulate this in a way so it works just like so. So this will be Gloucester Station, and what I also want to do is put in another platform here as well, so at least when I come back at some point, I don't have to do another curved platform. So we're just going to put this something like that. That's also 250. So our next station will be all the way in Lydney. So what we're going to be doing is we are going to be coming out of Gloucester Station, just like so. So we're going to bridge over there, and we're also going to bridge over the River Severn too. So just like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to just come all the way across, just something like this. So we're going to come across here, and we're just going to start curving down just like so, and in through this little section just here. So now from here what we're going to do is we're curving downwards now, so this will be going towards the coast of Wales, just down here. Well, not really the coast, but like the River Severn down the way over here. So we should be coming up to our next station of Lydney, just after we come all the way around this bend and go in a straight line all the way to our next station. So now we are just curving literally onto the coast, and then we're going to be curving off the coast. Well, not really the coast, but you get what I mean. And there's the curve off, and Lydney Station will be all the way over in this spot here, pretty much in the middle of nowhere, because Lydney Station or Lydney Town is all the way up there. But whatever works. So we're just going to link this up, just do something like that. So now from Lydney Station, what we're going to do is we're just going to follow the main line across down here. So the Transport for Wales will also be running down here, and I'm also fairly sure the GWR does as well, because I think they do services all the way down to Cardiff and Swansea. So we're just going to come around into Chepstow, and we're going to come out and then across, and we're going to start curving around just something like this, and come all the way down through this section, and then up through here into Caldecott, and then into the Severn Tunnel Junction, and then we're going to come out of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put this as a tunnel through here just for the time being. Let's see what the fuck this is. Oh wow, look, the tiniest fucking river on earth. So we're just going to fix that quickly, and then we're going to come back all the way over here, where we're going to be just coming around something like this to our next station of Newport. So we're just going to come straight along here, and then we're going to be pretty much joining up to the Newport main line just through here. So we're going to tunnel underneath all of this, and then we're going to quite literally fucking tunnel under all of it, and we're going to curve up and then into the main bit here, where then we are going to go over a bridge all the way across and into Newport Station here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put Newport Station into a tunnel, mainly because of this road that just seems to be coming out from it. That seems to be a bit of a struggle out. So we're just going to link this up like so. We're also just going to quickly rename the station to Newport. So from Newport, we are going to come out the station, and we're just going to come into, well, we're going to say into the tunnel to about Stowe Park, just here. But we are going to be curving off to over here, and then going all the way underneath that bit there. We'll also be coming over here, and we'll be bridging just over there. So pretty much this will be a straight line all the way over to Cardiff Central. So we're going to go all the way along this strange little bit where there's just, well, this is all probably most likely just fields and whatnot, but on NIMBY rails it's just a whole bunch of fields with water in it. So we're going to come across that, and we're going to curve roughly around this way, and we're going to keep this on the ground for now, and then over here will be our final destination of Cardiff Central, where here I'm going to put the station, well, just basically above the ground because it's the only place I can. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to very quickly put this to the ground, and just like this. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just curve this out like so, and just into Cardiff Station like that. I'm also going to do something similar to this bit here, so at least the services from Cardiff Queen Street can come into Cardiff Central and use either the top two up there, and then continue on through the Transport for Wales. So the next line that we're going to do is we're going to do the Birmingham to Leicester branch. So firstly what we're going to do is we're going to come down to Birmingham New Street, and obviously we know we can use any 5 platforms here. So what we're going to do is we are going to continue from all the way up here at Water Orton, because that is our next stop after Birmingham New Street. So after Water Orton, our next station will be Coles Hill Parkway, which is just over here. So that one didn't really take too long to get to. So we're going to just come into Coles Hill Parkway there, and then we're going to curve off just like so, and then we're going to bridge over that section there, and we're going to come up through here. So basically this is a one-trip journey, or one-stop journey, all the way over to Nuneaton, which we built in our first episode at the Avanti West Coast. So the further you get into this video, you will see that we will be using the Avanti West Coast lines, specifically for like this section upcoming. And I also thought I could use it for the Plymouth to Glasgow, but apparently that uses the Newcastle lines, so I can't really just reuse them. So we're going to keep this a little bit realistic, and we're just going to go into a tunnel to over here, but we're going to come just cruising around just like this. Apparently we are by Grove Farm, and we're going to come up and just continue going up, and then we're going to come around just like this to Nuneaton Station. So from here what we're going to do, I'm just going to put this bit in. So I'm going to put in this bit here, just so at least both platforms can go straight down, and it will come just straight like this, because this one will go straight, and the one we want, which would be this one, I'm going to quickly delete that bit, and I'm going to come underneath all of the lines here, and I'm going to come across all the way here. So we're just going to come all the way across like here, just going to come across the river here, and then we're going to curve around and into Hinckley Station just here. So we're going to very quickly put that together, and our next station will be Narborough. But for now what we're going to do is we're just going to continue, because it's quite a while, to our next station of Narborough, which is over here. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up to Elmsthorpe, and we're just going to curve around something like this. We're just going to tunnel, we're just going to tunnel underneath this bit, and we're going to come across through Croft. So what we're going to do is we need to go in a straight line. We're going to come up to the ground, and then we're going to bridge over the river, and we're going to come into Narborough Station, which is just here. So we're going to come into Narborough Station there. I'm just going to very slightly move the station over a bit, just like that. So now we're going to come out the station like here. So we're going to come across like here. For some strange reason, I can go across that river, but I can't go across a road. This game makes a lot of sense. So our next station will be South Wigston, and just like before, I can't go over roads apparently. So the station will be South Wigston Station, just across here, because it only stops at the top part here. So we're just going to curve this in here, and then I'm just going to have this section here that goes past it, just like so. So now we have South Wigston done, we can come up this curve, because all the way up here will be Leicester Station. So we're just going to come all the way up. So we're going to just tunnel underneath this road, but what I'm also going to do is just curve over a little bit so we have a little bit more space to come into Leicester Station, because I want the station to be a little bit big, like maybe 3 platforms, just like I did to Nottingham, and I also did to another station. I can't exactly remember, but that there is Leicester Station. So we're just going to put this as closely as possible to that road, so at least we can have a couple of lines going through into Leicester Station. So now that we have the Birmingham to Leicester done, we are going to go ahead and do the Birmingham to Cambridge, which funnily enough also comes through Leicester. So we are just going to come across and finish this section off. So we are going to come across here and we're going to come into System Station. So the main line will come across there, but for us we are going to curve off from here, and we're just going to come pretty much along here, and our next station will be Melton Mowbray will be our next station. So we're going to come down here and through up, do this little gap here, and I'm going to curve on a tunnel underneath, sorry, and then this spot here should be our next station of Melton Mowbray. So that will come straight in this spot here, and we will curve out and onto the main line that way. So we're going to come out of Melton Mowbray just like this. This one will be a little bit hard because it's just out in the middle of countryside, but I think I can be able to get this done. So we're going to come around through this bit here, where we will need to tunnel under this little section of road, and then just move this slightly because the game's not happy about it, and then tunnel under this little bit of road, and continue coming down straight through Ashwell Junction, and then just come back on myself a little bit there, because it should be here, because we're curving this way into Oakham Station, which will be in this space just in here. So Oakham Station is done, so we can curve this up and just like so. So out of Oakham we go, and we will need to go to our next station of Stamford. So we're just going to move this back a bit, because this will come across just like this. It's going to come through Manton Junction and then curve around just something like so. So from here what we're going to do is we're going to curve around like up here, because what we want to do is come straight through this section here. So I'm just going to bridge all the way across over here just like that, and then through here we can see that the train goes pretty much straight through there. So now from here what we're going to do is we are going to be curving this way and up through into Stamford over there. But what I want to very quickly do first is I just want to make this like that, and then in this space just over here will be Stamford Station. So we're going to move this slightly back a bit, just like this, and that will be Stamford Station done. But we do need to link it up first, so that will just come into there, and this will come into a tunnel and up through this bit here and around. And next station from here will be Peterborough. So we're going to be following this river just something like, so we're going to be coming all the way across through here, and we'll need to tunnel just slightly underneath here, and then come through this section here, and just over here will be Peterborough Station, where we were not too long, I say not too long ago, but we were actually here quite a while back now, because the Thames Link runs through Peterborough. Well, not, it terminates at Peterborough, it doesn't actually run through it, but we will be running through Peterborough today. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of Peterborough Station like this, and we're just going to come up on a bridge, and we're just going to come across like this, because our next station will be Whittlesea. We're going to bridge all the way across here, and what we're going to do is we are going to be going this way, because we are going to be going towards Whittlesea, which is our next station. Apparently Whittlesea ends with a Y, and the train station ends with an A, which I didn't know until I looked that up. because like on this map it says Whittle C with a Y, but National Rail map says it ends with an A. So we're just going to move that slightly over a bit so we can curve into Whittlesea, and just going to move the station just a couple meters back like so. So what we're going to do is we are going to be coming across just like so. We're just going to be bridging over them, and then we are going to be coming towards March Station, which is all the way over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come all the way over to March Station, just because this seems to be a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the station just over here. I'm also going to move this platform over here for March Station. So we're just going to delete this platform because that is used for freight. What we're going to do is we are going to just come this way, so it's a little bit easier for me to understand exactly where the railway goes. I think just like this, I'm just going to put it in something like this, just so it's a little bit easier, and that just goes into March Station there. So from here what we're going to do is we are going to go to our next station, and our next station will be Mania Station, I'm guessing is how you say it. So pretty much we're going in a straight line towards the station at the minute, more or less the town. So we're going to come across like this, and in this spot just here will be Mania Station. So we're just going to put this in just here, and then just link this up like that. Then after this, our next station will be Ely, so we're going to come just across like so. So pretty much we're going to go in a straight line like so, even coming down towards here where we will be on this little section of track here, because we will be U-turning ourselves around and into Ely Station. So what I'm going to very quickly do is just fix this a little bit so it's actually not as bad as I put it in. So Ely Station will be just in this gap over here, so we're just going to put in the station just over here, and I also need to move it back a little bit just so the station will work. So we're going to come out of Ely Station, and we're just going to bridge, and we're just going to stay on a bridge all across over to this side over here, so we can go up onto another bridge across here, and then into the main line that we have running at the minute over here. So that is now all the way down to Ely done. So now from up here what we're going to do is we are just going to find our way all the way down to Cambridge. So we're just going to have just this line come all the way down here, and over here will be Water Beach, where we are not going to be stopping. And then we are also, we also have, sorry for the really bad English then, we also have Cambridge North Station, which is just here. I hate this game when it does this because it makes no sense. I'm guessing that's the one I want? Yes. I don't understand why this game does that, but it does for some strange reason. So now we have it into Cambridge North. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come all the way down here. So over here we will have Cambridge Station, so we're going to start the station up all the way over there, and then we're going to just put in a fair few platforms here, and this will be for Cambridge Station. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this platform just for now, and we're going to come all the way across and up to Cambridge North Station, which will need a bridge all the way over these like rivers and roads, and we have the Birmingham all the way over to Cambridge done. And now we've got the main Birmingham lines done, what we have to do now is we have to go from Manchester Piccadilly all the way down over to Bournemouth via Reading and Stoke-on-Trent. So during the Advanti West Coast we went up to Manchester Piccadilly via this line here, and the CrossCountry also uses this up until about Stone just here, where we will have to be linking up just these two lines here just for this to work. So we bridged over pretty much the Avanti West Coast service, but this was done ages ago. So we're going to just come across all the way over here, and we're going to start curving across and into this gap just here, and this is another Avanti West Coast service, and we're gonna just try and get as fast as possible like that. So basically what we're doing is we're going from one Avanti West Coast branch onto the other, and we're coming through into Stafford here. But what we're going to need to do is we are going to need to expand this platform, well, this line just here, so we can actually use it. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come onto that one there, and we're going to come off at Stafford Station, and we're going to come off just here, and we're going to come all the way down towards Wolverhampton. So what we're going to do is we are going to be coming down here all the way down, and there is a station just up here called Penkridge. We will be going straight through the station because we will not be stopping there, and we will be coming straight across this, and I'm going to bridge across this and come straight through. This looks like we're coming into a main town, so we should be approaching Wolverhampton. So we're just going to keep coming down just like this, and I'm also going to bridge across over there, and come and bridge across this one too, and then just over here will be Wolverhampton Station. So what we're going to do is we're going to be putting in a curved platform at Wolverhampton Station. So we are going to try and make this look as best as it can. So this bit here is going to be one platform, but it's going to be a lot smaller like that, and something like this. And then we're going to have another platform here, but it's not going to be as curved as the other one. So I'm going to try and get this into this gap as well. We're just going to link this one up with our line so far, and we also need to just put this in and something like this. So the first thing what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be doing something like this. What I'm going to do is we're going to be curving this off just about here, and then about here too. We're going to link these two up. We're just going to do something like this, so at least we can come down on that branch and come down. And what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to do another one just all the way across. So I'm going to put that one down there. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to link these two up. But then what we're going to do is we're going to do something like this, because it's just simply the fucking easiest way to do it. So what we're going to do is we're going to come out of Sandwell and Dudley. So we're going to bridge across all of these. This is going to be a separate railway bit there, and what we want to do is we want to be curving off something like around here, and then coming down through this section. So we need to just tunnel underneath that, and then bridge over this, and then come all the way down, and just another river here, and then come through across. So we're just going to come through like this. This is Cosley Station, but we won't be stopping here. So we're just going to keep continuing down the line through Tipton Station. And then we're going to come across through Dudley Port. And then from here, we're going to come around and bridge over and across through this section here, through Sandwell and Dudley. I'm going to bridge across everything there, and then we're going to come through Smethwick and Galton Bridge. But what I'm going to do is we're going to curve around it, just something like this, and I'm also going to just curve into the station like that too. And from here it is simple enough to Birmingham New Street, because we're going to come around through here, and we're just going to come across over this bridge, and I'm going to come straight down here and into another bridge, and then into a tunnel underneath that, and then just pretty much all the way across, and about here we're going to tunnel underneath, and we're just going to opt for the top line out of Birmingham New Street. And now we're at Birmingham New Street, we don't have to worry about anything up until Coventry, because what we're going to do is we are going to be using this line out of Coventry Station, and we are going to be coming down this branch here. So what we're going to do is we are going to just follow this line all the way down through Kenilworth and into Lymington Spa. So we're just literally going to do nothing but just come straight like that, and no obstructions either. We come straight into Kenilworth, but we're not stopping here because this is only for West Midlands, and we will not be back for, let's say, just a whole nother while. So we're just going to tunnel underneath this main road, and then we're going to tunnel underneath this junction section 2, and we're just going to come straight down here as we are approaching the curve to come into Lymington Spa Station, which is just here. So now that we've got all the way to Lymington Spa done, we are now on the main Chiltern Railways down here, through Banbury, through Kingston, and what we're going to do is we are going to be curving off the main line roughly around here. And what we're going to be doing is we are going to be going straight towards Oxford Station. So we're going to put this through here, bridge all over these, and then we're just going to follow this bit of green patch till Hayford Station. We're just going to come out. We're going to follow the green patch once again, and we're going to bridge over here and come through up into Tackley Station, where obviously we're also not going to be stopping, but we're going to come out of Tackley Station. So what we're going to do is we're going to be coming around like this. We're just going to be bridging across everything down here, and then we're going to just be coming straight pretty much down the main GWR main line through all of these rivers, and then tunneling under here just like so, and then bridging across this river once again, and from here it should be pretty much just a straight line. Here where we're going to bridge across all of these, and then coming straight through just like this, we are now approaching into Oxford Station. So we're going to bridge over the little canal bit there, and then we're coming into Oxford Station like that, and I'm just going to put this through and in through there, and also in through that one too. So now we've got it all the way down to Oxford. I'm just going to come back over here for a second because apparently this does not like it, even though it literally said it liked it just a few seconds ago. So now we have the line going all the way from Manchester Piccadilly all the way down to Oxford. So what we're going to do is we are going to come out of Oxford Station, and we're just going to go over the Thames over here, and we're just going to go on a little road trip journey all the way down through the GWR main line. So we're just going to come pretty much just in a straight line and all the way across. So we're going to come through Radley Station here, and we're just going to curve off to the side just so that we at least can overtake some trains whilst the GWR runs. So we're just going to come all the way across, and if there's any stations I can go past, then I will go past, just like Appleford here. And then we're just going to continue coming down here because this is where Didcot Parkway would be, because it would be in a spot here. So we're just going to continue coming down what would be the GWR main line between Oxford and Reading. So this would be pretty much our final section to do to get to Oxford. So we're just going to come straight past Chelsea here. Just going to move that over a little bit, so at least that's not too bad, and it would also mean we can actually run the trains. So then we're going to come across through South Stoke, apparently this is called, and then this would be coming up to a station called Goring and Streatley. So we're just going to come through the station here. So we're going to bridge pretty much across all of that, and we're going to come straight through this section here, and then we're going to go through Pangbourne station just in through here, and then we've got only a couple more stations to go through. The first one being Tilehurst station. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come off here just like this, and I'm going to curve this in to the station, and we're going to come back onto the line and pretty much go through it all the way over to Reading station, all the way over here. So we're gonna just add in a couple more platforms, maybe add in a fourth one that's just underground so we can actually implement this one. So I think what we're gonna do is we're just going to come into these two platforms here, and we will just put this in like this because we will need this branch line as well. So I am also just going to do this so at least threading services can also operate through the station like this, but I will also just do something like this so at least we can have it split off and then come out of Reading station and through down to Bournemouth. So after Reading, we're just going to come out and we're going to curve into Reading West. So after Reading West, we are just going to be heading straight down this little section here to one of the newest stations on the entirety of the National Rail Network, which is Reading Green Park. We'll not be stopping here because this is a GWR only station, but this station opened up only a couple months ago in May 2023. Just a little bit of trivia for you. But instead of going on about GWR and their trivia, we're going to come through all of these stations that the GWR owns. So we're just going to come straight through like this, and we're going to come straight through Bramley station here, then straight out, and then we're just going to bridge over the tiniest bit of river, but it wants to give us a little bit of trouble, so we have to bridge over it. And then from here what we're going to do is we're just going to curve more this way, and then we're going to come down this section just here because we are approaching Basingstoke station. So we're just going to tunnel under this road and come in towards Basingstoke station, which will be all the way across this section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try squeeze as many platforms in as possible. I think I can only fit in 2, but that will be fine. So this one will be used for the GWR and today's video as well for the cross-country, and this one will also be used for the SWR mainline as well. So now that we're all the way down at Basingstoke station, what we're going to do is we are just going to come straight all the way out of Basingstoke here, and we're going to try get as quickly as possible all the way down to Southampton as we can. So we're literally just going to come all the way through up here, and we're going to start curving down just like this, and then tunneling under that section of the road, and then coming straight all the way down here and into Michael Dever station. Gonna rename that quickly. And then we're gonna stay on this side of the road because we want to come through this section here and just go full speeding ahead towards Winchester, which, believe it or not, used to be the England's capital, believe it or not. So we're just going to link this up basically kind of with the current capital. So yeah, Winchester used to be the capital of England, and now it's London, which obviously you can see is a massive difference in size. So we're just going to come out of Winchester station and we are going to continue down the SWR main line just through here. So we're just going to come all the way through, just running under all of this as well, and through Shawford Station, and we're just going to come just pretty much zooming all the way through here and into Eastleigh Station just here. So what we're going to do is we are going to come out of Eastleigh Station like this. We're not going to go too far because over here is Southampton Airport Parkway, which is like the deadest airport of them all. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to curve out there, and we're literally not going too far because Swaythling Station is just over here. But that means we are not too far away from Southampton because St Denis is just here, and then we're going to come out from the station. I'm going to follow all the way down pretty much as far as St Mary's Station, and we're going to come across through there. I'm just going to make that tighter, and over here will be Southampton Central, so we're just going to put in the 2 platforms just like this, and we're just going to put this like this so at least it won't have any issues, and we're just going to come through like this. And I'm also going to have a second curve into the other platform at Southampton Central just like this. And now that we've come all the way over to Southampton Central, we can continue on with our line going through to Bournemouth. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to skip out Millbrook. So we're just going to continue going all the way across through here, and we're just going to go just next to Redbridge Station just over here. I'm going to come across all the way and just past Totton Station here too, and then just across through here. So we are going to stay on the main line here, and what I'm going to do very quickly is just add that little bit of branch on, and we will just continue coming down straight through here. So what we're going to do is we are going to come through Ashurst New Forest. We're going to move the station back a few meters as well, just so at least it won't break on the junction back there. So this will just be on one singular track throughout here. Well, a singular double track, but we'll come into Bewley Road, which is Hampshire's least used station. Fun fact. I don't know why I'm having a lot of trivia of like different stations that isn't even anything to do with CrossCountry, because we are not stopping there. But we are going to come through into Brockenhurst over here, and we're just going to continue with our main line down here. This over here will be South Western Railway's little spur branch off to Lymington over there, or Lymington actually, because Lymington is Lymington Spa, as we've already seen earlier in the episode, and we will probably be back there later as well. So this here is Sway Station. We're just going straight past it for now, because our next station will be Bournemouth Station, so we can just go straight past, let's be honest. So we're just going to zoom straight through here, and hopefully up here I can also do the exact same. This one's a little bit tighter, but we can still go straight past, so it's still not too bad. So we're just going to curve kind of this direction, and then come up through here and bridge across, because unfortunately we cannot make it past Christchurch here, but that's fine because we only have one more stop to go as well. So we're going to come just through into Folkestone here, and from here we will come into our final station of this branch, which will be Bournemouth Station, which is just up in this spot here. So I'm just going to put 2 platforms in at Bournemouth, and because we are currently using the top section, I will offer to use the top platform, which means the SWR will use this one, which I'm just going to put in just like this. So now we've got the Manchester Piccadilly down to Reading, Southampton and Bournemouth. We can now go ahead and do the Manchester Piccadilly to Bristol Temple Meads, even though I probably already said that. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we are going to come down on this line and we are skipping straight past Gloucester Station here. So we're just going to come across like this. We're just going to continue up this section here, and what we are going to do is we have a really long way to go. So we're gonna put this through Hesfield here, and we're going to continue going straight on through Stonehouse over here, but I don't think that's actually where the main Stonehouse bit is. So we're just going to continue coming through something like this, and then coming through onto our first station here at Cameron Dursley. I'm gonna come out of it. We're going to tunnel underneath this section just through here. So what we're going to do is we are going to just come through like this, and we're just going to make a sharp turn and just come straight like this, and we're going to intersect with the main roads over here, and then just come through Huntingford here, and then try at least come through, why is this called Little Bristol? We're going to come through all of this, and we're just going to pretty much come through all of that, and then we come through this gap here actually, so we're just going to delete that, and then just do something like this, and then we're going to come flying just all the way down this section down here through Yate Station, and then we're going to just come across. So we're going to come out of Yate here, and we're just going to pretty much just go on a tight curve like this, and then we're going to come heading down the GWR main line just straight all the way across through here, and then this here will be Bristol Parkway Station, which we will be just skipping, and then we will be coming down here because this is the curve down towards Bristol Temple Meads. But firstly we have to go past Filton Abbey Wood, and then coming down through here and just through what will be Ashley Down Station here in a year's time, and then we're just going to come straight past Stapleton Road and straight past Lawrence Hill. So we just do something simple like this, and we use this curve of track and into Bristol Temple Meads Station over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a curved station all the way across this section bit over here, just like this, so at least we can come into the station here. What I'm also going to do is I'm also going to do the other platforms at this station too. And just like that, I have Bristol Temple Meads Station completed and done. I mean, the platforms are a little bit long, especially like these two here, but that will be just fine because we are going to be using the bottom one anyways. And now after Bristol Temple Meads, what we're going to do is we're going to just bridge across literally everything over here. And we're just going to be on main line up here, just going past literally everything. We're just going to tunnel under this little road here, but apart from that we are literally going to be going past everything up until Taunton. So we're going to come up through all of this here, and then we're going to tunnel under all this, and then we're going to come pretty much around, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little sneaky here. I'm just going to tunnel just next to the station. There we go. And then we are going to come through and across. And then we're going to just still pretty much in a straight line-ish. And we're going to start to curve down, just something like this. And then this will be Yatton Station just here, where we're just going to be a little sneaky again and just curve off and out. And just like this. And then from here what we're going to do is we're going to bridge over this, and we're just going to go in a straight line. Oh, pretty much it allows me to, it doesn't allow me to go over this, but it allows me to go over that. That makes so much sense. So we want it to come through this bit actually. So what we're going to do is we're going to do something just like this, because that will just work like that. And then we will tunnel underneath this main road here and bridge over that bit, and then come straight through wall station here. We're just going to curve around the station like this. Probably wasn't a good idea that. So we're just going to continue just through like this, with tunneling under that bit there. And pretty much from here it's more of a guessing game. We're going to come up to the ground. So what we're going to do is we're just going to come across just something like this, and we're just going to start curving over this way and through this bit here and through Highbridge and Burnham, and then we're going to come straight out, and then we're going to come over this little opening bit here, and then just straight through onto another bridge, just through this section over here, and then we're just going to come through Bridgewater Station here, but we're just going to go just about halfway past it and just come back onto the main line, just like this. So now from here what we're going to do is we're going to go on one straight run all the way up to Taunton Station. So I'm just going to stay up on a bridge for now, and we're just going to follow this curve pretty much. And as you can see, we are now aligned back up with the railway, and we're just going to come straight through like this, and we should be approaching Taunton here. So we're just going to continue around past Oakbridge Viaduct, it seems, and just over here will be Taunton Station. So what we're going to do is we are going to put in one platform over here and just another one in here. So we're just going to opt for the north platform there, and then we're going to come out just like from here, tunneling under the road and going across. So we're just going to follow up this line, just keeping it on here so far. So we're going to come across Tone Green here, where we're going to just start curving this way and just like this, going on top of Wellington here. Unfortunately there is no station anywhere over here, but I guess that's fortunately for us. That means the shenanigans of just going around stations will end right there. So we're going to continue coming around something like this, just going across that road and through Earlscombe here and coming down just like this. So we're going to start curving towards this side, and this is where our next station will be of Tiverton Parkway. So we're just going to put this in just like here, and then just link that in just like this. So now we're going to come out of the parkway, and pretty much this railway will now follow, or pretty much stay beside the main road over here up until the town of Helly, which I won't be able to see really, but if I just, seems like it is just here, and it is. So we're just going to continue going just all the way across here, coming all the way across, and our next station will be Exeter St. David's, which will be our final station of this branch and will conclude the Manchester Piccadilly. So we're going to come across like here, and we're going to come just across like this, but we're going to stay above here for now, because about here we are going to curve this way and into towards Exeter St. David's Station. So the station will be just over in this spot, and just like that, Exeter St. David's Station is done. I'm just going to have this come straight all across like that. So now that entire branch section is done too. And now we have mostly everything done, we're going to come back down to Reading because we need to do the Reading to Newcastle branch. But luckily for us, everything is done all the way up to Derby. So we're going to come through Derby station up here, and we're going to go towards Sheffield at the minute. So we're just going to start off by bridging across all of this here, and we're just going to go up towards Chesterfield, Johnfield and Sheffield to start off with. So what we're just going to do is we're going to basically just come all the way across through this entire line. Just going to come back here, just fix that for a second. So this shouldn't be too bad if you know, I don't have to bridge over every small little tiny bit of water, but apart from that it would be all good. This one kind of makes sense because, you know, it's a lot bigger, so does exactly make at least a little bit of sense. So our next station will be Chesterfield. So what we're going to do is we are going to come just across through all of this, and we're just going to come on a bridge up here. We're just going to tunnel underneath here, and we are just approaching Belper station, sorry. We will not be stopping here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just bridge across everything here, and we're just going to curve around. So we're just going to keep following up something like this. So we're just going to curve off a little bit and something like this. So we're just going to bridge all the way over this and through into Ambergate here. So just something like this, and it will just let me go across every single little bit, go through straight. And then what we're going to do is we're going to just bridge across everything here, and then we're just going to come through just like this, pretty much a straight line up here, and follow this, and then we're going to come off and come through this gap over here, and we're going to come just in the middle of both of these over here, just like straight through. And from about here what we're going to do is we're going to just tunnel underneath Clear Cross, because we need to come back up over here. Just going to come back and fix that a little bit there, and then we're just going to continue on our way towards Chesterfield station. So we're just going to come in a straight line all the way through like this, and Chesterfield station will be just up here, more specifically over in this spot here. So what I might do is I might just put in 2 platforms just for the minute, just something like this. And then seeing as we're currently just coming along this section, we're just going to use that platform for now. So now we're just going to come out of Chesterfield, and we're just going to come curving around this bend, and we should be soon approaching Dronfield, which isn't exactly too far away. I'm just going to make that work like so, and then if it wasn't going to be the road that was the issue, would have been the river and just the other way around too. But we're just going to come around and then just do something just like this, and just coming up to Johnfield now, which is just in there. And then what we're going to do from here, we're just going to basically just come all the way across up this section and come all the way. I'm fairly sure this does use a tunnel, but that's fine for now. So we're just going to come around here, just going to fix this section here because I didn't do a great job at this bit here, but that's okay because we can fix that. Here is Dora and Totley station just in this gap here, but we're not going to add it in early on as I normally do with all the other stations, because it's not exactly a part of this line. But this bit here will be the main line into Sheffield station, which is located at some point all the way down here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to tunnel underneath this little tricky bit, and we will be now approaching Sheffield station all the way up here. So we're going to be curving down and just, I was maybe a little bit too close for the liking. But this here will be at Sheffield Station. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this underneath the ground, just because of all these tricky spots here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in just multiple platforms into Sheffield Station here. So we're just going to come into that section. What I'm also going to do is I'm just going to curve this around and kind of like into that bit there. And I'm just going to do something similar to this one, and then this one's just going to come across here and like in, just like that. So after Sheffield Station, what we're going to do is we're going to just curve around this section here, and we're just going to come pretty much straight across here. So we're just going to come up about here. Maybe this just small road here will do us a little problem, and so will this bit. So I'm just going to keep that on a bridge, throw it there, just so we don't have to like keep changing all the different levels. So Meadowhall Station will be just in the spot here. So what we're going to do is we are going to put in Meadowhall Station just up in here. But firstly, what I need to do is do something just like this, so we can at least put Meadowhall into this platform, and then we can put in the other platform here too. So according to Google Maps, which is what I use for this series, unfortunately it says that the CrossCountry goes up this branch, but if you refer to the National Rail map, it says it comes this way, and also Google Maps shows it going through like Barnsley section into Wakefield, and it comes like down here, then U-turns out, which is so dumb. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to follow the National Rail map instead of Google Maps for this section up to Wakefield, so at least it's correct. So what we do is we are just going to follow through this line here. We're just going to branch up through this section. So we're just going to come straight down this section here. And we're just going to pop into these stations at Swinton. And then we're just going to continue up to all the other stations that's on this little section of the Northern Line, not to be confused with the Northern Line. Or for a matter of fact, either the Great Northern, because I'm fairly sure that is also a national rail operator too. But what we're going to do is we are going to just continue coming around, just like so. Up here we should be curving off this line at some point, and that will be just after our next station at Moorthorpe. Kind of ruin that bit, but that's just fine. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put that in like that, and we're just going to curve off something like this, and this should take us pretty much all the way over to Wakefield. But of course, firstly we have to go through Fitzwilliam here, and we have one other station too at Sandal. So we're just going to continue going all the way down this section of the line, pretty much just going straight, and then that will be Sandal and Agbrigg there. Or I can actually do that, just have to be very careful there. And then we're going to bridge over this section here. We're going to come up and into a tunnel here. So we're just going to come through this section here, and our station at Wakefield Westgate will be just in here. So we're just going to use 2 platforms for now. So what we're going to do is we are just going to come through in a tunnel like this, and we're going to use the other platform for this branch line off to the side. So now what we're going to do is we're just going to come out of Wakefield Westgate, my bad, and we're just going to come into a tunnel across here, and we're just going to come straight through Outwood Station here. So we're going to curve off here, and it will take us directly to Leeds. So we're just going to come straight through pretty much all the way through this section. It does seem that we're slightly curving over towards Leeds. Whenever I do say that, it just like slowly but surely just goes even more north than I thought it would do. So we're just going to continue coming up, and then we will be approaching Leeds station very, very shortly, just by coming round, coming through this section, and Leeds station will be just in this section here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put all of this up on a viaduct. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do something just like this for the time being, and just like that, and then we have Leeds station pretty much done. So I'm just going to take that section off. What I might actually do is I might just move this slightly over a little bit, just so I can fit in another one just in this spot here. I'm going to drop that to 250, and we're just going to move this one into the spot again, just like so. So what we're going to do is we're going to just come round up here, and then we're just going to come up into this middle platform, because we are not terminating at Leeds, we are going all the way over to Newcastle. So now what we're going to do is we are going to come out of Leeds station. We're just going to come into a tunnel just across through all of this section here, where we're going to come down and then come through all through here. And this seems to be like a depot or something, which I would assume would be for LNER, because they do operate down here, but I am not too sure. So we're just going to come through, and then just here will be Crossgate station. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a curve off from about here, and then we're just going to be going straight past all of these stations, just like this one that's coming up just over here, which is Garforth, but actually we can't skip past it, unfortunately. But that's fine, because we can just come through these two stations, and then we're just going to come straight through towards Micklefield here. And then here we have one branch going this way, and this one here is the one we will be using to go up to our next station of York. So we're just going to continue coming straight through here. The next station here will be Church Fenton, which is just coming up here. So Northern would come through Church Fenton, and we will be just coming straight past like this, and then our next station of whatever that is just up here. And now we are going all the way straight over to York, because that is our next station. So we're just going to continue coming straight through the main line up like here. So we're just going to come straight through these little towns over here. Just gonna quickly move that and come back over, and we are going to come into York station over here. Now this looks like it is a curved station, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do something like this, so we can try at least get the station in just like this. So I'm just going to do something like that, and then we're just going to try and do something similar with all the other platforms too. So this shouldn't really take too long. So we're going to put in 2 extra platforms just in over here, just by putting these in just pretty much next to all the others. So we're going to put this one down there, and this one just down here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in this platform just over in the spot over here, just for now, so we can at least sort this bit over here. And just like that, we have this section done too, so at least we have the entirety of York station done. So So what we're going to do here is we're going to just curve up into the top platform up here, because we're just going to curve off the main line and come across through this section. So now that we've come all the way across here, what we're going to do is we are just going to come all the way up through our next couple of stations that we will not be stopping at. And according to this map, we are 200 miles away from Edinburgh, which we're not doing just yet today, but we will be doing in a short while. I broke that a little bit, but we're just going to continue coming across. So we're going to come through, we're just going to come up in here. We're going to tunnel under that little section there. So then we're just going to bridge across the river here. And just come across all the way through into this spot there. So here what we're going to do is we are going to come through this spot here. And then we're going to come through here. And we're just going to come just next to the station because we are not stopping here. So we're going to come through here. And then we are just going to make our way over to the next station that we won't be stopping at. So this will come into this gap just through here, and unfortunately for us, we do indeed have to come through this station. So I'm just going to move it like that, so at least we can go through. I'm just going to come back here and fix that section, and just make sure we can at least go a little bit quicker through this section, which we can't. So now what we're going to do is we are just going to come out of Northampton there, and what we're going to do is we're just going to follow up the line here. So we're going to come across like this. We're going to go in a tunnel just here, and what we're going to do is we're just going to pretty much come into a straight line all the way through here. And then we're going to come around the bridge all the way up here, and then we're going to come all the way into this section here to our next station of Darlington. So it's going to be one platform just over here, and then another one just up there. And since we're here, we're just going to come into this one, but I am just going to make a curve into the other one too. And from here we're just going to come up and out. And for this one I'm just going to do something very similar and have it go into there. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we are just going to continue, go straight ahead just through up here. I'm going to curve across through this section just here. I'm going to come across in a bridge just like this. So we're just going to keep this on a bridge up until here, and then we're just going to come around and into a tunnel across here, and then all the way up through here. What we're going to do is I'm just going to make this curve just start off a little bit earlier, just like something like this. And also going to just put this up here because we're slightly a bit over. So what I want is to come through this section here and then pretty much come up through this section here. So then from here we're going to come up through here. So from here what I'm going to do is we're just going to continue up following this road, and then we are going to just start curving over towards Metal Bridge over here, and then just curving up through this section here. So I'm just going to bridge across everything here and just following through just like this. So we're going to bridge across all of this just like this, and then we're going to just come over into a tunnel just through here, and basically this will take us into Durham Station just by coming up all the way through here and then coming all the way through this gap and then up in here. And then in a spot here will be Durham Station, but what I'm going to do is I am just going to remove this bit that I just did, and I'm just going to put in the station just in throughout all this gap, and just like this. And then I'm just going to link up this section with the main line there. So from there on, what we're going to do is we are going to just come straight through, just up this little section here, and this bit should be the easiest out of this entire section here, mainly because before it was just so many like U-turns and stuff, and now we are approaching Chester Street here, and then we're just going to come straight through the station as a non-stopping service, and then we are going to come straight up through this little gap, and then curving up through this section here, and this should take us pretty much to Newcastle, which will actually put us into the ground just first, and then coming back up here and into another tunnel here. So we're going to the tunnel just underneath this bit here, and this bit here will be the bridge all the way over, and then we're just going to tunnel into the station just up here. So what we're going to do is we are going to put in the main station just over in this spot here. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I am going to put this section in just something like here, and this would be the main line coming out. And I think what we are going to do is we're going to use this main top here. Actually, what I'm going to do is above the section we just put in, just over here, so we are going to have our section just come into here and terminate. So hopefully this doesn't break it too much, just like that. And then we can just continue on just getting the rest of this section completed. So I'm just going to put that in there, and then this one I can also just put in across just underneath, just by doing something like that, just by coming through up there, and then this one would also just come through there. So we're just going to curve that one into there, and this bit will just come into it like that. I think what I'm also going to do is I'm going to have a second part of the bridge just coming across and like that, and then maybe just like put this slightly bit closer to the one that we already have just up here, and splitting it off just down there. So now that we have the Reading to Newcastle done, all we have to do now is the Plymouth to Glasgow and Edinburgh. Firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way down to Plymouth Station, which is located just up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put in the stations, or rather the platforms, just up into this gap here. We are going to be using this platform, so we're just going to take this out, and we're just going to come up and around. So now what we have to do is we have to find our way all the way over to Exeter Station. But don't worry, that shouldn't be too hard to do, because most of this line we are just following the river just across here. I think what I might do is I might actually just stay on a bridge throughout most of this route, just to save me from just constantly going up and down. But at least this bit here isn't too bad. Oh, I take that back, there's another bit of water there. But apart from that, we will be getting onto the coast in a little while. But for now, we are just coming, well, we're not coming, we're staying on the mainland just through all of this section. But for now, I'm going to have to fix that bit. Maybe we'll have to, oh no, we can just go straight through there. Oh, and that's another section there I have to fix. So we're just going to do that. And then we're going to come pretty much straight through here. And around. And over this section here. And then straight down and into Ivy Bridge Station here. So now we're going to come out of Ivy Bridge Station. And we're just going to pretty much come all the way across here. Our next station will be Totnes, and we will be stopping there. So we're just going to continue coming around, and we will see where it takes us. Why do there have to be so many of these roads along this like very short strip, where like it's not straight like across? It has to be like at a weird angle, so I have to like tunnel underneath every single one. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to curve up here. I only didn't like put that bit in because it looks like it's a dead end, but what we're going to do is we're going to just continue coming through and just through all of this spaghetti bit of a service station. We are just going to come through and across like so. Now we're just going to come pretty much through literal nothing, just fields upon fields, and all they would care about is expanding London when there's so many fields about just like this, where you have plenty of space to build like towns and stuff. And now what we're going to do is we're going to curve up, and up in this spot just over here will be our station of Totnes. So we're just going to see how far that will work and allow us to do that. So we're just going to very quickly rename the station. Just move this just slightly over a tiny bit. And then we're just going to come up onto a bridge across all of this. And then we're going to come all the way around. And our next station will be Newton Abbot. So we're just going to bridge over that section, and then also bridge over this section, and then we're going to come around all the way pretty much across and through this section up to Newton Abbot. So this is quite a long way to Newton Abbot, but it's fine because we will get there in time. So what we're going to do is going to tunnel under that, and then we're just going to come round and then back up through here, and then just tunnel under this little section again, and then probably tunnel under this bit here too, just like that, because in the spot just here will be Newton Abbot Station. So we're just going to drop this down a little bit, just move this down, and then that should be perfect for Newton Abbot Station. And we're just going to curve that in through there. So now what I mentioned about earlier of just following the coast, we are now following the coast. So I'm just going to stay up on a bridge just because it's so much easier, and sometimes like parts of the railway like down here do get quite narrow, especially like some sections. So we're just going to stay on a bridge for most of it. This will be Teignmouth Station. So we're just going to tunnel under that road there. And as well, for some dumb reason, like even sand you're not allowed to build on, which I find so dumb. But we're just going to follow all of this section just through here. And we're just going to eventually go to our next station of Dawlish, just here, which is built up on a bridge anyways, mainly because of the dock bit there. And we are going to come to Dawlish Warren, and then we're just going to come and just stay on a bridge through here, through Cockwood. Don't laugh. Bit childish, wasn't that, guys? So we're going to come through Starcross, and then see, this is what I mean, like if you try to build here, you just can't, you have to go on the road. So this is why I do prefer just coming on a bridge just to do with these sections. It does hate me, I do hate it when I have to do that sometimes, because it just triggers something inside of me, but we are now out of that section entirely, and we can now just continue going onto Marsh Barton just here, which is in fact one of the newest stations on the entirety of the National Rail, opening up in July 2023. So now we're just going to come into Exeter St. Thomas, and then with that done, we can now come round and into Exeter St. David's. So now we have the Plymouth to Exeter section done, we can now focus on the Newcastle up to Edinburgh Waverley. So from Newcastle, what we're going to do is we are going to just continue going up through here, and we're going to eventually pop up out over here, and we're going to just continue coming all the way across this section here, and then we're going to come up through where Newcastle's training ground is, and we're going to curve off up through over here. Now our next station will be Berwick upon Tweed, but we are not going to be stopping through any of these stations coming up, such as Cramlington just here. And our next station will be Morpeth Station. I completely forgot about Morpeth, but we will be stopping here before Berwick on Tweed. My bad. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to very quickly fix this little bit here, and like that. So yeah, I completely forgot about Morpeth Station because I was just focused on getting the bit to Berwick on Tweed done. But now that I can say our next station is actually Berwick upon Tweed now. Accidentally messed that one up, but that's fine because we can continue going from here. This station here is Pegswood. We are not stopping here, but from here what we're going to do is we're just going to continue going up and following this line, and our next station here is Witherington, which will be going straight through. And we're just going to bridge across that tiny river, and we're going to come through Acklington, underneath that road, but I can go over the river for some strange reason. But from here what we're going to do is we're going to come through into Alnmouth, or however you say that. It seems to be a branch section there to the main town centre to the left of us, which will be just over there. But enough of that, we are just going to come straight down through here, and then just come through like these abandoned, disused, well not really abandoned, but like disused stations, and we're just going to continue coming up. There seems to be two problems here, the first one being this one, which fair enough, I'm just going to take that back a little bit, and this one here, which will be the river, so we're just going to put in a bridge just instead, and then just connect up these two, and here we're just going to tunnel under that, and then come up to Chat Hill Station just here, just like that, and we're just going to come out and continue down the main line through Newham. Never knew London was out this far up into England, but that's fine. Belford Station, which isn't a station, it's actually a disused station from like 1840s or 1940s, I fairly believe. But apart from that, we are just going to continue coming through. And then Beale Station, which I'm fairly sure down this like line, these are all like abandoned stations, slash disused stations. also Scrimson Station, not too sure. What we're going to do is we're going to come through just like this, and I'm going to bridge up through this section here and into Berwick upon Tweed Station. So I'm just going to put the station up across these two roads, and we're already this far across, so we're just going to come into this platform up here, and then we're just going to continue focusing on going up to Edinburgh. So now what we're going to do is we're going to curve around this section, and here for the second time in this series we have now crossed a border. Actually no, it'll be the third time because we were actually in Wales for the Avanti West Coast 2. We are now in the Scottish region, which means we only have one station to go until the cross-country is technically complete. So we're just going to curve around something like here, and we're going to come zooming straight through here and into a wrestling station. And then, so we're going to come across, and we're just going to pretty much just stick here and stay very much next to this main road here. So I'm just going to do something like this, so at least we're always next to it. So I'm just going to come up through there, and this should allow me, if I move that up a little bit. And then from here we're just going to continue following around, and then around about here what we're going to do is we are going to tunnel underneath the main road there, and we are just going to be sticking to this side for a little while, and then we're going to just start curving towards this bit. So we're going to tunnel underneath all of this section, and also just tunneling through here, and then just coming through Bilstein just up here, and then just we're pretty much going to just come in a straight line up through here, where there's apparently another abandoned disused station up there. So we're just going to just delete that entirety and just tunnel under through this. So we're just going to continue like this, and we're just going to come up through Dunbar Station just here, and just coming through all of here, just like so, and then just tunneling through underneath everything there, and then coming up through this section. And then I've done something here which technically isn't available just yet, because our next station is East Linton, although this station is opening in December this year. But I've just added it because by the time we finish this series, this station will be out, and I want at least the information as far as there to be complete. So we're just going to continue coming round and up through this top section here, through Drem, and then we're just going to tunnel through this section here just so it's not going to interfere with us. And we're just going to hopefully get to Edinburgh very, very soon. So we're just going to tunnel underneath that section, and then come to our next station of Long Nidri. And then we're just going to pretty much follow this entire main road up here, just staying in this tight gap. And then I'm going to redo this bit here just in a second's time, and we're just going to come through it there. Just going to move that over, and then we're going to go through Preston Pans, and then just come straight through all this section here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have that like this. So we're just going to come straight just next to Wallingford Station there, and we're just going to come through just like this into there, and then we will be pretty much going straight to Edinburgh Waverley now. So we're just going to tunnel under this road, which should be our final one in the way. Nope, I lied. This one should be our final one in the way. So we're going to curve down here. And then just coming up to Edinburgh Waverley. Now, I hate the fact that when I press tunnel, it never selects a tunnel. Similar to ground, it's just so annoying. But from here, I'm just going to stay in a tunnel. And we are going to... Oh no! Apparently, this entire time the game's been running. And I didn't even know that until I just came here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add in that section. I'm just going to have this just come around up through here and just go through. And then we're just going to come through like this. And then this one will just come straight through like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build all blueprints now. This total is not the official total because as you can see on the screen now, you can see all the extra branch lines and everything just like that. We have a total of 882 for the cross-country, which means this line costs just over 300 million more than the Avanti West Coast and 3.1 billion more than the C2C. But it's not exactly a surprise, is it? So what I'm going to do whilst the timer is still ticking down, what I'm going to do is I am going to create the services. So we're going to start off with the cross-country from Nottingham to Birmingham New Street. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in the hex code for this for now, and what we're going to do is we're going to come all the way over to Nottingham Station up here. I'm just going to add in the lines between Nottingham and Birmingham New Street. So we're going to be stopping at Nottingham, Beeston, Long Eaton, Spondon, and then Derby, and then Burton-on-Trent, Tamworth, Wilnecote, Water Orton, and finally Birmingham New Street. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go back up the line, just adding back in these stations, just like so. And then we have this line done. So what we're going to do is we are going to add in a train. We're going to scroll down to the 220s and we're going to shove this on this line. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in 2 trains, which is every 50 minutes, which is close enough to every hour. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clone the line because we were doing Nottingham to Cardiff Central. So I'm going to need to turn that off firstly. Go through this line to Birmingham New Street. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out this platform at Birmingham. We're going to stop at the University of Birmingham. And we're going to go all the way down towards just Parkway, Cheltenham, Ashchurch for Tewkesbury, Cheltenham and Gloucester, then Lydney, Chepstow, Canicott and Severn Junction, and Newport, and then all the way over to Cardiff Central. So I'm just going to opt for that platform there, just because it's the furthest one away from all the others. So I'm just going to go down the line and just re-add in all these platforms, these stations in fact. So this will just go through like so. So what we're going to do is we are going to put in 4 trains for the minute, which takes us to every hour and 3 minutes. The game is saying that apparently this whole entire section cannot be found, even though it's working in the opposite direction, means it's working just perfectly fine. So now what we're going to do is we are going to do the cross-country Birmingham to Leicester. So what we're going to do is we are going to opt for this platform just here. None of them really matter which one. So we're going to come straight through up here to Water Orton, Coles Hill Parkway, Nuneaton, Hinckley, Narborough and South Wigston, and up into Leicester Station, where we're just going to go basically back down the line just like this and through all of that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in one train on this line, which is an hour and 14 minutes, which is just fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to shove this one onto passenger service, and we're also going to clone this one because we want to go to Cambridge this time. So we're going to scroll down to Leicester. We're just going to remove that and go north, where we're going to stop at Melton Mowbray, Oakham, Stamford, Peterborough, Whittlesey, March, Mania, and Ely, and finally Cambridge. So now we just go back up the line, and then that takes us into Leicester South. Well, the South platform at Leicester. So now what we're going to do is I'm just going to shove in 2 trains for now, and just shove in an extra 2, so it's every 56 minutes. Shove this up onto passenger service. Now what we're going to do is we are going to do the Manchester to Reading. We're going to go all the way up to Manchester here, just using this platform. So after Manchester Piccadilly we stop at Stockport, then all the way down to Macclesfield and Stoke-on-Trent in that platform. So we're going to come down to Stafford, Wolverhampton, and then straight over into Birmingham New Street. So we're going to go all the way over to Birmingham International, into Coventry, into Kenilworth and Royal Leamington Spa. And we're going to go all the way down to Banbury, and then all the way into Oxford Station, and then non-stop heading to Reading Station. And then we're just going to come all the way back up the line, so Oxford, Banbury, Leamington Spa, Kenilworth and Coventry, then Birmingham International, Birmingham New Street, Wolverhampton, Stafford, Stoke-on-Trent, Macclesfield, and finally Stockport. So for this one I'm also going to just stay with the 2-2 class, so we're just going to add in 2 extra trains for a train every hour and 10 minutes. And now what we're going to do is we're going to clone this line because we want to go to Manchester to Bournemouth. So we're going to scroll all the way down to Reading, where we are going to use the Eastern platform there, where we're going to use this platform instead. We're going to set in a waypoint and come into this platform, and then we are going to come down this line all the way down to Basingstoke, Winchester, Southampton Airport Parkway, Southampton Central, and then Brockenhurst and Bournemouth. So now we're going to come back up to Brockenhurst, then Southampton Central, Parkway, Winchester and Basingstoke, and then we have to go all the way up to Reading to get the right platform out. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in 5 trains on this line so far, and then just add in an extra 10 for a train every 57 minutes and 36 seconds. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a brand new line. and this one is going to go to Bristol. So we're going to go back up to Manchester Piccadilly here. We're just going to use this platform here. So Manchester, Stockport, Macclesfield and Stoke-on-Trent, and then Stafford, Wolverhampton, Birmingham New Street. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come round onto this branch. What we're going to do is we are going to add in a waypoint here. We're going to go all the way down to Worcester Parkway, Ashchurch, Cheltenham, and all the way down to Bristol Parkway, and then into Bristol Temple Meads. So then we're going to back out of there, go through Bristol Parkway, go all the way up to Cheltenham, Tewkesbury, Worcestershire Parkway, and then we're going to come up this branch and into Birmingham New Street, and then from Birmingham New Street it's just straight up to Wolverhampton, Stafford, Stoke, Macclesfield and Stockport. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in 5 trains for now, and that will do for that line, as it's every 56 minutes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to clone that line because we want to go all the way down to Exeter. So we're going to come all the way down to Bristol Temple Meads, and we're going to take that out, and we're going to just put in that platform, and then from here it's just straight down to Taunton, then Tiverton Parkway, which is all the way over here, and Exeter St David's. So it's only just a couple of stops added, and just like that we can add in 5 trains. I'm just going to add in another one for a train exactly every hour. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to we are going to do the Reading to Newcastle. So we're going to go all the way into Reading station over here. I'm going to opt to choose this one. So we're going to just go all the way up to Oxford Station, Banbury Station, Leamington Spa, and then up into Birmingham New Street, and then into Birmingham New Street, and then into Tamworth Station up here, then Burton-on-Trent, then on a sign from Derby up to Sheffield Station, then all the way up to Wakefield Westgate, then Leeds, York, Darlington, Durham, and finally Newcastle. So we're just going to opt for that line, as it pretty much just goes in and it's no outward track. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put in the 221s on here. And I'm going to put in 5 trains for now, and just add in 2 extras for a train every 1 hour, 8 minutes and 34. So what we're going to do is we are going to clone this line because we are going to go from Plymouth to Edinburgh Waverley. So back down here we're going to go down to Plymouth. We're going to put that up above Reading. So we're going to go all the way to Totnes, Newton Abbot, Exeter St David's, Tiverton Parkway, Taunton, Bristol Temple Meads and Parkway, and all the way up to Cheltenham, Ashchurch, Parkway, and then all the way up to Birmingham. So we're just going to delete these lines in here. Also what we're going to do is we are going to use this platform at Birmingham New Street instead of the one that we already had selected. So we're going to come all the way down here. So what we're going to do here is we are going to do the Plymouth to Edinburgh branch now. And we need to go all the way down to Plymouth over here. And we're just going to skip all the way over to Totnes, Newton Abbot, and Exeter St David's. And then we're going to go over to Tiverton Parkway, Taunton. We're going to skip all the way up to Bristol Temple Meads and Bristol Parkway. And all the way up to Cheltenham Spa, Tewkesbury Parkway, all the way up to Birmingham up here. And then we're going to go all the way up this branch. We're going to stop at Wilnecote, Tamworth, Burton-on-Trent, Derby, and then we're going to go all the way up to Chesterfield, Sheffield, Wakefield Westgate, Leeds Station, York, and then all the way up to Darlington, Durham, Newcastle, and then we are going to come all the way along here to Morpeth, then Berwick upon Tweed, Dunbar, and then Edinburgh Waverley. We're going to come all the way over here, and we're just going to opt to use that track there. Another fact, it's quicker going down there. So we're going to go back to Dunbar Station. So after Dunbar, we are going to go all the way over to Edinburgh Waverley, and we're going to come back out and go straight over to Dunbar. So now it's not using that line. Then Berwick upon Tweed, Morpeth, Newcastle Station, Durham, Darlington, York, Leeds, Wakefield, Sheffield, Chesterfield, Derby, Burton-on-Trent, Tamworth and Wilnecote, then Birmingham New Street, then Parkway, Tewkesbury, Cheltenham Spa, Bristol Parkway and Temple Meads, Taunton, Tiverton Parkway, Exeter St David's, and Newton Abbot, and finally Totnes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to put in 5 trains for now. I'm going to add in another 5, and then I'm going to add in 2 extras, and then maybe an extra 2 as well. So that will take us to exactly 1 hour. A train will run on this branch. So now what we're going to do is we are going to clone this line, and we are going to go over to Glasgow. So we're going to scroll all the way down here to Edinburgh Waverley, which is called Edinburgh surprisingly on here. We're going to use this one. I'm also going to just quickly change Edinburgh's name to Edinburgh Waverley. I'm going to rename Edinburgh to Edinburgh Waverley. And then we are going to go all the way down and into Glasgow Central Station here. So what I might do actually is I'm going to just have another bridge just going across here. And this one will be pretty much our section into Glasgow Central. So we're just going to come into Glasgow Central just in here. And then we're going to go all the way back over to Edinburgh Waverley and use that platform out. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with 10 trains, and then add on 5, and then add on an extra train. Extra 2 trains. So that will take it to every 59 minutes and 17 seconds. So that means we have the entirety of the cross-country services done. I am now going to fast forward a day and a bit. I am now going to fast forward to our first full day of cross-country services. So I will see you then. So now we are just an hour ahead of time by accident, I will admit, but it's time to see how much money the CrossCountry has made. So we're going to sort this by A to C, and as you can see, my cam kind of blocks some CrossCountry out. I'm going to move myself just up here for the time being, and we are going to go get the calculator open. So what we're going to do is we are going to add them all up. So the first one is Birmingham to Cambridge, which is 1,922,604. I'm going to add the Leicester branch, which is 460,989. So adding the Manchester to Bournemouth, which is more than both of those branches combined. I'm going to add in the Bristol branch and the Exeter branch, and then the Reading branch to Manchester, and then the Nottingham to Birmingham, and then the Nottingham to Cardiff, and then the Plymouth to Edinburgh, and then the Plymouth to Glasgow, and then finally the Reading to Newcastle, which is 1.8 million, which gives a total of 15,142,321 in revenue for the CrossCountry. It's 14.2 million more than C2C, obviously, but it is also just under 6 million more than the Avanti West Coast, and 12 million more above the Elizabeth line, and 11 million more than the London Overground. Anyways, that concludes it for the CrossCountry. We will be back in 2 weeks' time for the East Midlands Railway, which is pretty much similar places as we do run alongside the EMR in today's episode. So a few of those stations will be done, but some of them won't be. Anyways, I will see you next time with the East Midlands Railway. Goodbye.